Including 118 small islands associated by spans, Venice is one of the most sentimental and delightful urban communities on the planet. Strikingly, there are no streets in Venice. That is the thing that makes this city so one of a kind. Water buses or gondolas are principal approaches to get around this lovely city. Gondola ride in Grand Canal is the most ideal approach to appreciate the excellence of Venice. Excellent Canal is a formed 3.8 km long trench goes through this extraordinary city. There are over 170 centuries-old structures are lined on the bank of Grand Waterway. Aside from channels and gondolas, Venice is likewise well known for its novel structural styles. Originated in the 14th century, the Venetian Gothic design is the most popular engineering style found in Venice. Doge's royal residence shows the best case of this style in the city. Out of 139 holy places, St. Imprince's Basilica is the most celebrated and excellent church in Venice. Byzantine and Gothic workmanship style were utilized to construct this congregation. The brilliance of this congregation is characterized by use of 85,000 square feet of mosaic and 500 segments for its development. As you probably are aware, Paris is viewed as the most sentimental city on the planet. There are numerous explanations for it: the magnificence of the city, delightful nourishments, lights, and obviously the mass of affection. L'amour de Jetma or mass of affection 430 sq feet divider situated in Montmartre slope in Paris, where the sentence I love you has been composed multiple times in 250 dialects. The Eiffel Tower of Paris is one of the most famous tourist spots on the planet. Named after its architect Gustave Eiffel, this wonderful landmark has a stature of 300 meters. There are lifts, and steps to arrive at the highest point of the pinnacle. From that point you can appreciate the shocking all-encompassing perspective on Paris city. The Louvre Exhibition Hall in Paris is the best and biggest gallery on the planet. It has an assortment of in excess of 38,000 articles from 6th century BC to the 21st century. The most celebrated and most important thing among this assortment is Mona Lisa, the representation painting by the great Leonardo da Vinci. Paris city is a paradise for food sweethearts and shopping. Budapest is an incredible goal to appreciate the genuine design magnificence. The best model is Buda Castle, a monstrous 18th century manor arranged on southern piece of Palace Slope area. It has elaborate, Middle Age and present-day structural styles. The Exhibition Hall of Expressive Arts in Budapest houses in excess of 100,000 bits of European cause works of art. The Hungarian Parliament situated in Budapest is the third biggest parliament working on the planet. This 268 meters in length, 123 meters wide structure is the biggest structure in Hungary. This amazing structure is additionally a superb case of neo-Gothic design. The great gathering place in the Erzsébet-város locale of Budapest is the biggest temple in Europe. This shocking 75 meters in length, 27 meters wide place of worship shows Moorish, Byzantine, and Romantic building styles. Florence is maybe the best city to appreciate crafted by expressions. Strikingly, around 33% of all world's specialty fortunes can be found in Florence. Among the all-craftsmanship displays of Florence, Uffizi exhibition is the most. It is additionally the most visited workmanship exhibition in Italy. This exhibition houses probably the most critical works of art from Italian Renaissance period, including Onisanti Madonna by Giotto, Doni Tanto by Michelangelo, Madonna of the Goldfinch by Raphael, and Annunciation by Simone Martini and Lippo Memmi. Galleria dell'Accademia di Firenze in Florence houses one of the best magnum opus at any point constructed, Michelangelo's David. Florence is the primary spot in Europe to have cleared roads. Florence House of Prayer, a domed church, worked somewhere in the range of 1296 and 1436, is a World Legacy Site and a significant vacation spot of Florence. Its 45 meters wide dome, planned by Italian draftsman Filippo Brunelleschi, is the biggest stonework vault on the planet. Istanbul is the main cross-country city, situated on two land masses, on the planet Europe and Asia. Istanbul is a place where there is compositional miracles. Hagia Sophia is the most well-known among them, a previous Byzantine church and now an exhibition hall. It was worked, thinking back to the 4th century. Topkapi Palace, Sultan Ahmet Majestic Mosque, Galata Tower and Ephesus are different popular design wonders of Istanbul. It is one of the spots to see the most wonderful nightfall. In springtime, guests could see in excess of 20 million tulips in sprout. With in excess of 4,000 shops, Grand Bazaar in Istanbul is one of biggest and most seasoned canvassed advertise on the planet. Christ the Redeemer, arranged on 700 meters high Corcovado mountain, is the most acclaimed fascination of Rio de Janeiro and a symbol of Christianity. This 30 meters high, arm-extended sculpture is one of 7 new wonders of the world. Rio Carnival is the greatest festival on earth. This excellent celebration starts 40 days before Easter and goes on for 5 days. This celebration pulls in more than 2 million guests from around the globe. In excess of 200 samba schools take an interest each year in the Samba March. With miles of white sand and turquoise blue waters, the Copacabana seashore of Rio among world's most excellent seashores. Covering 12.4 square miles, Tijuca woodland, one of the biggest urban backwoods on the planet. It ensures several plant and creature life. Guests can climb to stop's most noteworthy pinnacle, Pico de Tijuca, 1,021 meter tall. This dazzling city arranged in the southernmost piece of the African landmass. The all-around well-known Cape of Good Expectation and Cape Agulhas live inside this southern piece of this city. The Cape of Good Expectation is a piece of well-known Table Mountain that brings phenomenal perspective on seashores, mountains, and valleys. The Cape Agulhas is the southern tip of the African mainland. Victoria and Alfred waterfront, which is arranged on Atlantic shore, comprises shops, cafes, workmanship displays and eatery. It brings staggering perspective on sea and Table Mountain. The level-bested Table Mountain sitting above the city of Cape Town is a heaven for tourists and climbers. This wonderful mountain has a stature of 1,084 meters. There is link vehicle administration to arrive at the highest point of the mountain. Bokop suburb in Focal Cape Town is one of the most vivid urban areas on the planet. Blended hued houses in Bokop have Georgian and Dutch engineering styles. These houses alongside all around kept up cobblestone avenues make it a picture taker's heaven. Home to the most costly independent gambling club resort, the Marina Bay Sands. The structure cost of this hotel evaluated at US $5.5 billion. Marina Bay Sands has cafes, theaters, show focuses and a 15,000 sq meters gambling club. The unendingness pool in the 57th story of Marina Bay Sands of Singapore is the biggest boundlessness pool on the planet. Singapore City has many moving green spaces. Nursery by the Bay in the midtown of Singapore is the best model. This phenomenal park spread over a zone of 101 hectares and houses more than 1 million plants. Singapore Professional Flower Bed, East Coast Park, and Mac Ritchie Repository Park are different renowned stops in Singapore. Singapore is one of the cleanest urban areas on the planet. New York, the business capital of US, has one of the most great horizons on the planet. At present, there are 237 high-rises in New York and the vast majority of them situated in the Manhattan Island. Among the high-rises of New York, the Empire State Building, One World Trade Center and Chrysler Building are all around conspicuous. The Statue of Liberty arranged on the Liberty Island in New York is one of the most conspicuous tourist spots on the planet. It's viewed as a symbol of opportunity. The Central Park in New York City is one of the biggest and most wonderful urban stops on the planet. This park covers a huge territory of 3.5 square kilometers. Central Park is likewise the most visited urban park in US. New York has more theaters, 420, than some other city on the planet. New York is home to probably the best exhibition halls on the planet, including Metropolitan Gallery of Expressions, American Historical Center of Common History, Frick Assortment, and Guggenheim Exhibition Hall. Sydney has in excess of 100 wonderful seashores. Home to the design wonder, the Sydney Opera House. It's a World Legacy site and has in excess of 1,500 exhibitions every year. With several kilometers of shoreline and famous structures, the Sydney Harbour is maybe the most stunning harbour on the planet. Probably the best city to watch astounding New Year Eve firecracker show. On one side Sydney has man-made marvels like Opera House. On another side, it's an enchanted universe of nature with emotional mountains, perfect seashores, fabulous nurseries, and national parks. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.